meus amigos, como vai? Tudo bem? Aqui quem fala é o Cubo, retornando com mais uma gameplay de Final Fantasy XVI. E como eu tinha falado no vídeo anterior, a gente vai focar um pouco dessa vez nas missões secundárias, que tem um monte aqui, para depois ir para missão que eu acredito que vai ser praticamente a final do jogo. Na parte das cartas, vou fazer outra missão que estava lá disponível. E depois daquela parte a gente volta para as outras que estão espalhadas aqui.
Fine purse weighing you down.
Tá cheio.
Finished, are you?
Mesa de leitura. Deixa eu ler isso aqui. Um cão grandioso. Vocês dois estiveram juntos pelo que parece ser uma eternidade, mas ainda há muito que deve aprender sobre seu cão. Sim, ele entraria na frente de um maldito behemoth raivoso para proteger você, mas isso não quer dizer que você não deva valorizar isso. No fim das contas, ele é um cão e às vezes só quer que alguém faça carinho na cabeça e na barriga dele e dê um pouco de nozes no cupo. Se é bom você se lembrar disso. Cheryl. Tá. Em busca de um fólio perdido. Apesar de não querer sobrecarregá-lo mais, peço a sua ajuda em um assunto pessoal, mas que também pode beneficiá-lo. Há textos antigos considerados tão ofensivos ao pensamento contemporâneo que a simples posse deles já é um crime. E meu encontro com um deles à distância foi inesperado. Isso despertou em mim uma curiosidade acadêmica que persistiu até hoje. Quero pedir a sua ajuda para recuperar este texto. Se precisar de mais um incentivo, saiba que estou disposto a recomeçá-lo pelo serviço prestado. Vamos lá, vamos ajudar a Vivi.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
Uma verdade inconveniente. Vamos lá fazer ela. Deixa eu ver como que tá a situação aqui. Mal-humorado.
What do you want?
A gente precisa fazer essa espada aqui, mas tá difícil, viu? Mas vamos lá, vamos continuar na luta. Uma hora a gente consegue. Tá, beleza. Só pra curiosidade mesmo. Em teoria, todas as missões de caças que tinha disponível ali no cupo nós fizemos. Então eu acredito que esse material que está faltando são nas missões secundárias.
I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but... But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Tá bom, vamos atrás do tal livro. Eu até acho que essas missões secundárias ainda estariam disponíveis no jogo após completar a missão final, mas tentando fazer o máximo possível de missões aqui. Da primeira vez que jogamos.
Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you. Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
Tá. Já temos um local. Vamos lá. Esse lugarzinho super de boa. Estamos só com o Torgal. Tá mais sucio ainda.
Good girl.
Será que é naquele coliseu? Garnick. Não. Mas ainda aqui tá bloqueado ainda. Tá, vamos. É aquele vilarejinho, não era? Que a gente foi.
Don't get surrounded.
Ou não. Não lembro de ter passado nesse lugar aqui não. Não como porta tão na cara assim.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Dá uma olhadinha por aqui. Um monte de moscas, hein? Temos um item pra cá. 30 guilds. Uma poção. Ok. Não tem mais nada. Vou entrar aqui. Botânica completa dos venenos. Etrifoetida ou cauda de wyvern. A flor branca, raiz preta, sua última solta uma substância escura e viscosa como cortada ou amassada. Os nativos da região norte do tormento espetam a própria pele com agulhas de carvalho embebidas na substância, desenhando formas curiosas nos braços e pernas em homenagem a seus deuses pagãos. A substância é tóxica, com uma única gota ingerida, podendo resultar em câimbras muito dolorosas durante 5 dias e 5 noites. Em contato com a ferida, é morte certa. Quando um guerreiro jovem morre em decorrência do deslize de uma agulha, dizem que é porque os desenhos de sua pele não agradaram os deuses.
His interests were certainly varied.
O fabulário do folclorista. Os Muggles. Nenhum espírito ou fada aparece com mais frequência no folclore valestel do que os humildes Muggles. Apesar de ocasionalmente serem retratados como seres travessos, como duendes e diabretes, a maioria das histórias os descreve como criaturas desajeitadas e simpáticas que gostam de ajudar a humanidade nos trabalhos cotidianos. Dizem que eles gostam de doces, e o que deu origem à superstição de que não se deve deixar bolos e outros doces descobertos à noite, senão você pode acordar de manhã e encontrar apenas migalhas. Quando a aparência, dizem que eles são cobertos da cabeça aos pés por um pelo branco e macio, com exceção das pequenas asas escuras, com as quais eles de alguma forma conseguem voar, e do pompom de corvivia que adorna a cabeça deles. Ainda assim, há uma peculiaridade a respeito dos Muggles que muitos consideram mais impressionante do que a bolota sobre a cabeça deles. Eles existem de verdade. Que absurdo, você vai dizer. Todo mundo sabe que os Muggles são seres mitológicos. Eu concordo. Porém, todo mito é baseado em uma verdade, e no caso dos Muggles, a realidade pode não estar tão distante assim da ficção. Bestiários antigos mencionam uma toupeira branca cujas patas não tocam chão. Entre as criaturas dessas terras, as ilustrações que acompanham os textos, pois eles retratam nada mais, nada menos que os Muggles. Claro, é verdade que essas criaturas não são mais encontradas nos Gêmeos nos dias atuais. Eles podem ter batido as asinhas e voado para outro lugar, ou vai ver foram caçados até a extinção. Ou talvez, quem sabe, elas ainda vivem entre nós, escondidos dos olhos humanos. E nós temos um nosso esconderijo. Mas é foda. A Distância, capítulo 16. A queda dos portadores. O surgimento dos primeiros manipuladores de magia foi encarado como um presente dos deuses. De fato, o nome pelo qual aqueles com o dom vieram a ser comumente conhecidos provavelmente deriva do título maior, portador da bênção celestial. Das palavras usadas pelas tríbulas do templo, aqueles que nasciam com a bênção eram enaltecidos como cristais vivos, recebendo altos cargos e muita gratificação por conta do status de escolhidos. Com o passar do tempo, essa referência se tornou uma religião propriamente dita, liderada pelos próprios portadores, um desenvolvimento que se mostraria ser fatídico. As diversas nações na época eram unânimes em sua oposição à fundação daquela igreja. Apesar de as autoridades terem acolhido portadores em posições de poder em suas próprias estruturas de Estado há tantos anos, eles desconfiavam de uma organização liderada por portadores para portadores. Decisões foram imediatamente tomadas para reprimir a igreja de seus seguidores, exonerando membros de seus cargos, despejando os seguidores de suas casas e encerrando congregações à força. A igreja respondeu formando um exército voluntário para lutar contra a perseguição, que por sua vez não diminuiu, criando um ciclo vicioso de violência e rancor e um abismo cada vez maior entre os que nasceram com a bênção e os que nasceram sem ela. O que começou com brigas e discussões na rua virou uma guerra generalizada e se tornou a maior parte dos gêmeos. E tomou a maior parte dos gêmeos por quase uma geração inteira, e massacrou a população como um todo, portadores ou não. O chamado dilúvio de sangue que manchou a terra de vermelho e deixou uma cicatriz de memória no povo valestel. Após a última tentativa de resistência dos portadores ser frustrada, as nações de Valestéia se uniram para assinar um acordo continental que deu origem ao sistema de escravidão que perdura até hoje. A famosa máxima, os portadores não são humanos, tem suas raízes na amarga guerra de anos anteriores, sendo a única desculpa para que os que não nasceram com a bênção se recusassem a permitir que os abençoados decidam seus próprios destinos. Olha só, essa é verdade então, hein?
But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Imagine que relatório de treinamento do espião real. Após o trágico incêndio com Caesar Carnarvon em 1873 e a subsequente dissolução de nossos espiões mais bem treinados, todas as fortalezas do território continental foram instruídas a redobrar o treinamento em táticas clandestinas, armamento improvisado e técnicas de assassinato, e a enviar voluntários promissores para inspeção de Stone. Esse relatório detalha o progresso feito pela fortaleza de Garnick no treinamento do contingente de estimados espiões de Valord. Então, antigamente, realmente, os portadores eram adorados como semideuses. É o que faz até mais sentido se vocês pararem pra pensar, né? É aquilo que eu falei, tipo, os caras são graciados por magia, não precisam de cristal e podiam usar magia. Vai encontrar algum inimigo na frente, tem um espaço bem grande aqui. Tá muito na cara.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Vocês não pesquisaram direito, né? Sobre quem nós somos, né?
Let's see, shall we?
Vamos testar nossa espada nova, né? Inimigos derrotados. E aí, vai aparecer de volta o carinha aí? Apareceu.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait.
O cara conseguiu sumir. Ligeiro.
Let's give this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Bem. Tem que tomar cuidado pra não acabar indo pra missão principal sem querer. Mas bom, foi bem interessante saber essa verdade. É o que fazia mais sentido, gente. Não podia. Os caras soltam magia sozinhos, enquanto o resto do pessoal só usando um cristal, um pedaço de pedra.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
A distância.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Ok. Missão completa? Missão concluída? Uma verdade inconveniente. Gorro de acadêmica. Objeto de interesse. Aparece no aposento de Clive. Tá, mais uma missãozinha. Cara, tem mais uma missão aqui ainda? Mês de leitura. Eu queria terminar todas aquelas missões lá pra depois fazer as outras aqui, sabe? Até o Joshua tem uma missão. Todo mundo quer fazer alguma coisa. É pra cá, é pra cá. Reparações. Mestre Clive, sei que há coisas mais importantes que requerem sua atenção, mas se tiver um momento peço que venha me visitar a biblioteca para que eu peça um favor a respeito de Sua Alteza, o Príncipe Dion Harpocrates. Vamos fazer. Tem que fazer. Vamos
It's
fazer.
usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Vamos lá. Até o tio do Clive tem uma missão. Vamos lá,
Oarsman Hippocrates. I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. His studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern-tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Pode deixar. Então vamos lá. Onde que tem? Aqui. Normalmente quando tem essas plantas com o nome de um bicho, provavelmente vai aparecer esse bicho junto, né? Lá tem uma cachoeira lá na frente. Amigão.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Tem várias cachoeiras pra cá, na verdade. Cara, eu tava falando de que não pareceu mais daquela das caças, sabe? Mas eu ainda acho também que a gente vai ter.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over.
Ah, esse dragão aqui a gente vai encarar ainda, eu acho, hein? Tá quietinho aí agora. Mas certeza que uma hora a gente vai ter que enfrentar esse negócio.
Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
É, não é bem um whatever, mas tem um monte de florzinha roxa. Eu acredito que seja um aqui, né?
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Tô falando, o pessoal aqui é meio burro, cara. Podia pegar um punhado dessas flores e plantar tudo. Eu não sei se esse negócio aqui é um dragão mesmo. Ou se é tipo aquela salamandra meio zoada que nunca aparece numa floresta. Ou que te caçou agora há pouco no vídeo anterior nessas regiões aí. Mas enfim. Vamos devolver lá pra Apócrates. Eita, travei aqui.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
Imagina, chega e entrega. Ah, não é essa aqui não. Eu não gostei da cor. Pega mais.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Vamos falar com o Dion. Bom que tá fácil de achar ele.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
Now. It is time, then.
No, only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Hippocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself and to him how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Vou dar pouco de espaço para eles.
Master Hippocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Ok. Tem mais falas, vamos ver.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Missão concluída. Agora que eu tô me ligando um pouco, essas missões que aparecem ali no de carta pro Clive são, bem dizer, missões de... Olha só. Missões de tesouro pro quarto pros aposentos do Clive. Não apareceu mais ali, mas apareceu uma carta comum. Mas viram, gente, por que também que eu acho que é importante fazer essas missões secundárias? Tipo, toda essa conversa com o Dio, com o Harpocrates, não teria acontecido se não tivesse feito essa missão, sabe? Às vezes, sei lá, né? Mas vai que ter feito isso fez o Dio também querer não morrer. Clive, me parece que eu Uma única palavra de agradecimento não basta para expressar a minha gratidão por me reunir com a distância. O tomo fez de mim quem sou hoje, e ainda assim pensei que nunca mais deveria vê-lo novamente. Que aqueles que o tiraram de mim haviam roubado uma parte de mim para sempre. Mas agora me sinto completo novamente. Graças a você, sinto muito pelo fato de só preencher os vazios do conhecimento e não os da sua alma. Estarei sempre em dívida com você por isso, Vivian. Pistola, do acadêmico. Bacana. Vamos fazer agora umas missõezinhas do pessoal aqui, né? A Jill tá aqui ainda? Tá aqui ainda.
Clive, do you have a moment?
Of
Tem uma
course.
conversa com ela.
Always.
I wanted to give you something.
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. Black is the color of eternity. It cannot be stained. It cannot be sullied. It is unchanging, unwavering, just like your resolve. And mine.
Our resolve. May it never diminish.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always, always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
Legal. Lenço de linho.
What's
Mesma
on your
coisa?
mind, Clive? Somewhere in the
bom.
back of my mind.
Eu sabia que chegaria a esse ponto. Não tinha outro jeito disso acabar. Jill. Ou o último morre ou nós que morreremos.
I know.
Eu sei, mas ainda não acho que estou pronto para isso. E só de pensar no que você precisa. O que você precisa me fazer, me dá vontade de chorar. Então chore, grite, berre, ria, faça o que sente. Nossos sentimentos nos tornam quem somos. Nos tornam melhores que o último.
Thank you.
Obrigado, Clive. Mas muito tempo atrás prometi que só as estrelas me viriam chorar.
And so for now,
Então por enquanto vou guardar as lágrimas até que as nuvens se partam e os céus voltem.
I'm always with you, Clive.
A gente ganhou aqui? Será essa? O que foi que a gente ganhou dela? Eu não sei mesmo. Tá, paciência. Vamos continuar que tem muita coisa pra fazer. Eu começo a desconfiar que não vou conseguir fazer umas 2 horas de gameplay que eu costumo jogar, hein? Mas vou tentar. Vamos fazer a missão do Joshua. Tô curioso pra saber o que ele vai pedir. O que ele vai falar.
Ah, Clive.
Planos. Bom, vamos falar sobre a origem primeiro, depois a gente fala a missão.
This is it then, brother.
Chegou a hora, irmão. Nossa última dança com o último nos espera. Só o primeiro rei sabe o que nos espera lá em cima.
Indeed.
Verdade, mas venha o que vier, nós vamos superar, não podemos decepcionar nossos amigos. Todos acreditam em você, Clive. Eles seguiram você até os confins do continente se pudesse.
You're wrong.
Você se engana, meus amigos não me seguem, eles me incentivam. Eu não teria chegado tão longe sem eles. Ou sem você, Josh. Você me deu o seu apoio e me tornou seu escudo. Sem você eu não sei como eu teria sobrevivido. Mesmo quando estávamos longe, você sempre esteve comigo e confio que estará comigo agora e até o fim.
Of course.
Sem dúvidas, seja lá quando isso for. Planos e vontades, vamos lá.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How? Where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Claro, vamos lá.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are.
Vamos agora. Planos e vontades.
Back to Tabor then. Not to be united with Yote this time, but with Father.
Aqui. Tabor. Tem um mercador aqui, tem uma coisa diferente.
Here, take a look at my wares.
Uma espada defensora, a gente já tem.
Come again.
Vamos lá.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous. Cyril, you found a letter from Father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Vamos lá. Meus queridos filhos, sei que estou exigindo muito de vocês nessa guerra que se aproxima, mas não vejo outra forma de garantir um futuro para nosso Grão-Ducado e nossa família. Mesmo que vençamos e consigamos derrotar os selvagens e reconquistar o sopro do Drago, a ameaça da praga ainda é iminente. Só poderemos passar por tudo isso se todos de Rosário lutarem unidos. Tenho alguns planos para nos ajudar, mas há muitos obstáculos e vocês provavelmente terão que continuar meu trabalho. Sei que vocês têm a força, a coragem e a determinação para isso. Será uma difícil herança, então eu lhes ofereço outra. Lembre-se do amor e da confiança que sinto por vocês. Seu pai.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the Duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals, to see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril.
Tá,
Shall we then?
vamos ver quem que é. metros. Hóspede.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Ok, vamos para uma caça. Fazer uma viagem rápida pra cá. A gente vai pra lá.
Let's go. Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Acho que achamos.
Be safe.
Nível 40.
There it is. For House Rossfield.
Pode não. Olha, ele usa um ataque que parecido com o do Garuda. Droga, perdi um. Aproveitar, meter um sarrafo no bicho. Quero usar o ataque especial de uma vez. Ai, perdi o ataque. Acho que ele tava no céu.
closer already.
Inimigo derrotado. Cor de pedra.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
Volta pra cá. Aproveitar que estamos aqui, já vou comprar até um substituto com as
buying
poções
or
que eu
selling?
gastei.
Anything else? A fine choice.
Lá em cima. E aí, aqui está.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Cor de pedra. Duas ainda, hein? Certinho.
Yes. This radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Godotha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
A sabedoria do primeiro rei. Só quis olhar.
I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
Vamos sair daqui.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay your father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Vamos lá. Onde que é? Pelo jeito não é por perto daqui não, né? Aqui.
Come on.
Faster!
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. We'll overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
Straight home now.
Olha só, não sabia que ele tinha sido enterrado aqui.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Que legal.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then?
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
É isso aí, missão concluída. Planos e vontades. É muito batalha enferrujado. Parece nos aposentos do Clive. Cooperando com Joshua. Josh entrou para o grupo do Clive e permanecerá com ele até a partida para a origem. Ótimo. Melhor ainda. Aqui não tem nenhuma missão secundária. Tô pensando em fazer umas missõezinhas agora para aqui. A gente tava aqui nessa região, né? Vamos voltar ali pra Tower para finalizar essa missão secundária. E aí?
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
Então vamos lá, né?
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Dever Eterno 2. Vamos cair pro mapa. Aqui. Será que a noção de distância funciona no mapa? Não sei se dá pra enxergar aqui aquele cristal. Não, não dá. Ah, não dá sim. Parece um pouco mais perto, não parece? Comparado com lá no esconderijo? Eu acho que sim. Só um desvaneio aleatório. Tem mais alguém morando aqui ainda? Acho que não, né? Não tinha nenhum baúzinho nem nada pra gente pegar aqui. Vai que, né? Tá. Pra onde a gente tem que ir? uma volta.
Fly, Ambrosia!
Tarântula, cascas.
Might this be Nickelbug?
Thanks, girl.
Vamos lá. Mickelberg. Ok. Tem algumas pessoas aqui ainda.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah, did you too heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they heeded the call.
You keep saying that. What do you mean?
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed. This village is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms.
Free us from the torment of this mortal realm.
Ok.
They want to be saved. Forgive me, but did another foreigner like me come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Dá uma olhada pela vila aqui. Nada pra cá. Imagina os caras começam a falar forasteiro. Tipo Resident Evil 4. Tem olha só. Beleza. Nada pra cá, nada pra cá. Essa musiquinha aqui fica um clima mais tenebroso. Acho que alguma coisa vai acabar rolando aí. Não sei se dá pra confiar naqueles caras ali. Ele tá vivo mesmo. As Crônicas de Mirkvar, uma coleção de contos dedicadas à sua majestade de mais exaltada Lord Bornhard de Veldermake. Como você deve saber, Lord Bernard. No passado havia uma raça de homens que comandava a magia proibida, mais proibida de todas, mas você já ouviu falar dos executores, que eram encarregados de acabar com esses hereges? A ordem teve origem no domínio cristalino e por decreto de seus governantes foi designada a proteger a humanidade e enviar para extinguir a magia proibida de qualquer lugar que houvesse boatos sobre seu uso. Obtendo sucesso em sua missão e conseguindo expulsar os conjuradores dessa magia da região, essas almas sigilosas se retiraram do palco da história e nunca mais se ouviu falar sobre eles. Tá. E aí, tá bem?
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you? Lord Rosfield, if I am not mistaken.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I too swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great...
Hey!
Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
Ah,
I'll go find out what. Stay here.
Acho que chegou o fim dos caras. Começou a ter um monte de fluxo de éter.
Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
You're finished. Okay.
E agora? Quer continuar seguindo isso?
What now?
Que vai emergir? Um guardião? Ok.
We meet again. I've killed your kind before.
Oh, tá difícil, hein? Muito longe. Tá brincando, viu? Difícil você meter esse golpe no cara, mano. Aproveitar para acertar o cara.
There's a good boy.
da mãe. Aí. Inimigo derrotado. Acabou? Ainda não acabou.
Damn it.
Putz.
Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in, a duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
Salvos, hein? Eles não vão atacar. Tipo, viraram zumbis, tá ligado? Parece os caminhantes brancos do Game of Thrones. Algum tempo depois.
They are saved. Founder. I should get this report to Cyril.
Vamos lá. Usei alguma medicação.
Welcome, welcome.
Usei.
Anything else?
Só isso mesmo, só isso. Vou concluir a missão.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Relatório de Mikkelberg.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mikkelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end.
Tipo isso.
For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Verdade.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be. Only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Missão concluída. Dever Eterno 2. Emblemas Imortais 1, Oricalco. Falta só mais um pra gente conseguir fazer aquela espada mais top. 1h44, 45 minutos de vídeo. Mas eu vou continuar fazendo missão. Vamos pra essa aqui agora. Os limites traçados 2. Mais uma missão de continuação aí. É verdade, né? Tinha essa parte do Aladdin. Então as coisas, meu amigo.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
As crianças.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and loved. The hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
Vamos lá.
What's an
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Ah, meu Deus, sério que tu fez isso?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
Cara, como é que pode, né, gente? Por causa de uma crença que o portador não presta, tal, os caras têm coragem de fazer, de se arriscar desse jeito, sabe?
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor, I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Caraca, viu?
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! Ah! Ah! Oh.
De covarde mesmo, né?
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather around if you don't want to die.
Mesmo assim, que povo ingrato.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalimil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them.
Viagem rápida. Vamos lá. Caraca, gente. Cheguei já. Estamos chegando já.
There it is. The flood. But what's waiting for us inside?
Vamos usar cáusticos ali já. Tinha saído da área de combate, cara. Isso, gastei poder à toa. Mas que maravilha.
We can't leave a single one alive.
Acabar com esse mago de uma vez, hein? Sério que me acertou? Diminuir a vida dele.
It's over.
Inimigos derrotados.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
Vamos ver o que rolou. Aquela musiquinha tá tudo bem. Algum tempo depois, sangue ali na areia pra sumir.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it.
We saved Dalimil.
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
Oh, deu boa.
How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubo. About the children.
Fear not. You are, of course, relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalamel.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Bom, foi um final bom aqui nessa parte dessa cidade, né? As crianças aí. Missão concluída. Limites traçados 2. Placa o beijo da Urse. Tô piscando aqui. Que estranho. Mas tá bom. Tá, aqui nessa região tinha... Fez tudo o que tinha que fazer. Temos mais uma missão pra lá. Sei que o vídeo vai ficar um pouco longo, mas eu acho que vou tentar fazer mais uma missão pelo menos, pra depois me concentrar nas missões que ficam só dentro do esconderijo.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Dádiva das... Nossa, 52 mil.
And a fine...
Quanto que custa? Quer dizer, eu tô usando essa aí, essa dádiva. Eu não decorei a assinação anticomunir, não tô usando.
Hey to you. Welcome. And a fine day to you.
Tá, onde é que tá a novela?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market.
I would speak with this duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Isabel, o que a gente pode te ajudar?
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Só nave direção 2, vamos ajudar.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
Okay.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Vamos lá.
Your town needs you.
What does the dame have to say about it?
Ah,
So
bonito
you're
falar com o
content to
cara.
abandon... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
Guria braba, hein?
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Let's go.
Vamos lá.
Damn it.
Mate. Mate os inimigos.
I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Inimigos derrotados. Beleza. Mas eu acho que não vai ser só isso.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me.
Are you alright? I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Podia voltar a tomar... Ah, não vai voltar.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Griga wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griega.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caernarvon and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Ok, que bate desses aí. Bem feito. Vem, ficou sozinho.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Vamos lá.
Freaking out with the wounded.
Vamos avançar.
There are so many of them.
Not for long.
You're finished.
over.
No. It's only just begun.
Deu boa.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your Ladyship. I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Ok. Chega lá e fala com a gente.
Madam Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Vamos lá.
Can we get you anything?
Acho que depois dessa parte a gente encerra.
There's no need to worry anymore.
Essa parte, pelo menos.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Nos conte o que rola.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. that I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Deixa com a gente sempre, cara. Missão concluída. Sob nova direção 2. Placa do véu mais oricalco. Ok, gente.
We have brought Northreach together. Now the fight begins to keep her together. For if this town is to survive, we must all play our part. Including you, Clive.
Pode deixar. Bem, vamos voltar agora para o nosso esconderijo. Uma boa parte acredito que as missões assim de terceiros fora do esconderijo a gente já resolveu todos. Agora só faltam as missões que estão aqui dentro. 1, 2, tem mais uma aqui, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tá, é bastante. Eu espero que no próximo vídeo eu já consiga concluir o que falta aqui.
Clive, if you're gonna buy some, be quick about it. It'd better all be here.
So what do I owe the honor? So, will it be?
Falta só um trevaço. Só isso, gente. Isso aqui a gente pode fazer agora. Vai usar só um oricalco.
Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Opa. Aqui. Então quase conseguindo completar o set aqui do Ouroboros. Mas gente, eu vou parar por aqui essa gameplay. Vou salvar o jogo aqui. A gente fez bastante coisa nesse vídeo. Minha ideia era finalizar nesse vídeo aqui todas as missões secundárias, mas não imaginei que o tempo... Olha, agora apareceu mais missão aqui do quadro de caça. Que bom. Mas não imaginava que ia demorar tanto tempo assim. Como eu falei, eu quero terminar todas essas missões secundárias e caças, já que apareceu mais uma caça, antes de a gente ir para a missão final. Então no próximo vídeo a gente vai continuar ainda com as missões secundárias e possivelmente as de caça também que aparecerem aqui. Conto com a participação de vocês. Se estiverem gostando, por favor, deixe seu like, se inscrevam no canal e clique no sininho para receberem as notificações, gente. É isso por hoje, muito obrigado, valeu, falou, até mais. O vídeo está passando nas mídias sociais, por favor, se inscrevam nelas, vai ajudar bastante a gente, tá bom? Gente, obrigado, valeu, falou. Ah, no sobre do vídeo tem os links direto, para ficar mais fácil para ir nas mídias. Agora sim, falou!